What I would say about jazz to people who are largely uninitiated into the world of jazz is don't be afraid of it. Don't over intellectualize jazz. There's a tendency to do that. Try not to think of it as being a stuffy or an old person's music form. Jazz is so deep, it has so many variants, and you can get something great out of jazz no matter what types of music you like. I am John Aho Sr. I am John Aho Jr.'s father. I started to become interested in jazz when I was, I don't know, maybe 7 or 8 years old, and I discovered my dad's old Jimmy Smith, Mundell Lowe albums, Dave Brubeck, and so his old jazz albums, and I played those and listened to them, and it grew from there. When I turned 20 years old or so, for some reason, my jazz love started really booming, especially with Thelonious Monk. Thelonious Monk is a really important jazz musician because he essentially bridged the gap between earlier stride piano sounds, which were more basic, to more modernistic sounds that took advantage of rhythmic complexities and the use of space. Charlie Parker, on the other hand, he created an entirely new form of jazz, bebop. I've seen hundreds of live jazz shows, a lot of them at the Dakota Bar and Grill in Minneapolis, used to be in St. Paul. I started my own radio show at KMSU. The way that got started is my son John, who's making this film, he had been working at KMSU while he was in high school. I got to know some of the other people there because of that, and they came to know that I had a huge jazz collection and was interested in jazz, and so I started Both Sides of Midnight with one other DJ there. My jazz collection, if you're just talking about the vinyl that maybe kind of see in this room, is about 12,000 vinyl LPs. A lot of them are original issues. I've got close to 10,000 jazz CDs. And then I've got a lot of original old 78s. I own over 100 autographed vinyl records, that most of which I've had autographed in person. Not all of them. My love for blues stemmed from my love for jazz, because blues, as it turns out, is the basis for jazz. Jazz was built upon the blues form. In listening to jazz, I ended up listening to a lot of blues and started really loving it.